Hi, this is Andrew Moore-Crispin for Gadget TV on Butterscotch.com, and today we're taking a look at the Sonos S5. So this guy right here, you can get it for between $400 and $480. That depends where you shop. In the US, it'll be $400, in Canada and Australia, $480. Now what this thing is, it's a network music player, but that's a little bit of a geeky explanation for what it really is. What it is a very loud and very clear music system that lets you get all the music that's sitting on your hard drive in iTunes, maybe scattered across NAS drives on your network, pull it all into one place and get it playing easily, and like I said, nice and thick and clear sound. So now, what really sets this, the Sonos apart is the fact that you can control it using either a Sonos controller, which is about a $300 touchscreen add-on. You can use an iPhone or an iPod Touch to control it, or you can use a new app that they released for Android. So today we're going to be looking at the Android version of the app in actually getting this thing to play. Now, initial setup is reasonably simple. You have to have it plugged into your wired network. So if we tilt the thing back here, you'll see on the back we have a couple of ports, two Ethernet ports, line in, also headphones, and obviously a power jack here. We also have a handle, which I think is a nice touch, so we can pick it up and move it around the house. Once it's actually configured on your network, you can pretty much put it anywhere and it'll work. So that's the initial setup. You have to set it up on a computer first and choose which playlists and which music libraries you want to share. That takes a few minutes. It has to index all your music, but once that's done, you can play anything pretty much anywhere. Now you can have multiple S5s throughout the house. You can have one in the living room, one in your office, one in the bedroom, and they do actually accept names like living room, office, bedroom. And then you can actually sync the music throughout the house. So wherever you walk, you're hearing nice clear sound. Or you can actually pair these things. If you had an extra $1,000 kicking around, you could buy two of them, pair them, have one act as the left speaker, one act as the right speaker, a couple of other things like that. But let's get right into this thing and actually have a bit of a listen. So obviously the sound quality is not really going to come through too well because we're using my lapel mic. But you can see here we actually have the Sonos app up and running. So we'll back out of here so we can have a quick look at how the whole thing actually works. So when we initially fire it up, we're presented with this screen, which is our zone menu. If we had multiple S5s, they'd be appearing in this list here. In this case, we're going to go into the Office one. Now we're taken to currently playing track. So we can just hit play.
Get coffee, Code Monkey go to job, Code Monkey have boring.
So you can control the volume here or using the volume rocker on your phone. Now on the top of the device we have just simple volume controls and a mute button, so we'll mute this for now. And now you can see it's muted on the app as well. So let's go back in here. Now another thing I like about this is that we can actually get into internet radio and things like that. So if we tap on music, we're presented with our initial music menu. So we can go into internet radio here. We'll actually be taking a much closer look at this app on 60-second app Android. So I encourage you to have a look at that. We'll link to that in the show notes on Butterscotch.com. But we get access to 100,000 online and terrestrial radios, stations. We can listen to archive podcasts and stuff like that. And again, sound quality is quite clear. I would actually honestly liken this to a Bose Wave radio, reasonably small, but really thick, fat sound. We also have access in the application to set things like, let's see, have a look here. So the zone player settings, we can actually get into some equalization and stuff like that. So there's no presets here that we can use, but we can, kind of adjust the bass and the treble and the balance and these kinds of things. Well, those three things in order to kind of get the sound that we like, depending on the kind of music you like to listen to, and also, radio. Like if you're listening to a lot of talk radio, you're going to want to put the bass up so it's not quite so trebly and things like that. Now I mentioned buying two of them and making a what's called a stereo pair. So that's the option for that right there. You'd go in here, tell it which one's left, which one's right, and pretty simple like that. You can actually get two of them up and running. So for liberating my music from hard drive purgatory, I really like this thing. Price is a little dear, but like I said, nice fat sound, internet radio, and access to all of our iTunes and hard drive music anywhere in the house. Synchronize music to any room you walk to if you want to buy multiples. So $400 to close to $500. Quite a lot to ask, but like I said, fat sound quality and just liberating my music from the hard drive, I really like it for that. So that's a quick look at the Sonos S5. For Gadget TV, I'm Andrew Moore-Crispin. For more sweet stuff, visit Butterscotch.com.